Hi, Mr. Conductor. What you doing? Trying to make these flowers disappear?
No, I'm trying to make those bees disappear.
What bees?
Those bees. This powder is called forgetting dust. It's kind of a memory eraser. It makes you forget who you are for a while.
What's that got to do with the bees?
Well, when those bees come to the flowers for pollen, they'll be covered with forgetting dust. Then they'll forget that they're bees and won't sting anyone for a while. Look out!
Mr. Conductor, I know where their hive is. It's in a big tree out in the orchard. So why don't we just...
Put some dust near the hive. Good thinking, Dan. I'll meet you in the orchard.
Try to remember. Look at these. Ah. Oh. 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 Where am I? What? Who am I? Where? Oh. 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 Oh.
One. Two.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Who are you?
Three. I'm fine. How are you?
No. Oh, who are you? Who am I? Where are we? I'm sorry, but I don't remember anything.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am? Is that my name? Is it ma'am?
Oh, I don't really know. Can you tell me if the Rainbow Sun is on schedule?
The rainbow what?
You know, the train. Well, this is a train station, isn't it?
It is?
Listen, pal. The train, the express is running. It's right on time. It'll be here in about 4 minutes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
How did you know that?
How did I know that? I looked at the board. I looked at the clock, and then.
Oh.
Hey.
Huh?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. My name is ma'am.
Now, let me get this straight. You don't know who you are, and you don't know who I am?
No, I'm sorry. What did you say your name was?
Oh, this is beautiful. They call me Schemer. They call me Mr. Schemer.
Very nice to meet you, Mr. Schemer.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, ma'am.
Well, you run this station. That's very impressive.
Well, thank you. Yes, I do run it. It's a talent I have. And as I always say, if you have a talent, well, you should run it.
Well, do you own the station, too?
No. But considering that I do all of the important work, well, I really should.
Obviously.
Yes, obviously.
Ooh, that schemer makes me so mad.
What's he up to now?
Oh, Stacy's lost her memory, and instead of helping her, he's trying to take over the station.
Yeah, that's really rotten. But look on the bright side, Dee Dee.
Like what?
Well, think how much trouble he's gonna be in when Stacy gets her memory back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for everything, Mr. Schemer, but I have to go because I have to try to find someone to help me to remember.
Whoa, Miss Jones, Mr. Jones, Miss Jones. I mean, ma'am. There's no reason rushing off and stressing your mind and trying to remember things. Well, why don't you just stay right here and enjoy not remembering things? And, well, I'll see if I can find someone that can help you.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye. What a nice, thoughtful man. Oh.
Hi, Aunt Stacy.
Who?
Aunt Stacy. You know, you.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I think you've got the wrong person. My name is Ma'am.
Did you smell this flower?
Yes! I remember doing that. In fact, that's the first thing I do remember.
Oh, boy. You better sit down.
Oh, tell me, do I know you?
Of course you know me. I'm your nephew, Dan.
Oh, well, hi. Nice to meet you, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Hello, Stacy.
Oh, little
have to be afraid of me. My name is Mr. Conductor, and I've known you since you were Dan's age. I knew your parents when they were Dan's age. I live here in the signal house on that mural.
Really? Truly? Oh, come on, Aunt Stacy. You've got to remember Mr. Conductor. You two are friends. You take care of each other, like the time he caught a cold.
Well, tell me about it. Maybe it'll help me remember.
Well, Mr. Conductor was sneezing and coughing.
Oh, Mr. Conductor, you're not pretending to be sick like James. You're really getting a cold. I don't think you should be going anywhere, especially not to the South Pole. Oh, it's so cold there, and look, you're hardly dressed for it.
Please, don't worry about me.
So you can take care of yourself, like Lil Sneezer?
And who, may I ask, is Little Sneezer?
Have you ever seen one of these? It's a pop-up book. When you open it, something unfolds in the middle.
Ooh. Stacy, I have an idea. Why don't you tell the story, and I'll supply the pictures?
Well, that's a good idea, Mr. Conductor, but you'll have to listen very carefully, because this is a story about catching a cold and what happened to Little Sneezer, because he thought he could take care of himself. He was the toughest kid in these here parts. He was the master of all martial arts. His hands were fast, his feet were quick. There wasn't a kid he couldn't lick. He was one tough dude, but please take note. He refused to button his overcoat, or wear a hat when the wind blew cold, or put on galoshes when he was told, "That sissy stuff, it ain't for me. I wear what I want. I gotta be free." So off he trot into all sorts of weather, the front of his clothes rarely coming together. Stomping through puddles, he scared half the town. But there are some little dudes who he couldn't put down. They're smaller than ticks or flies or worms. They're mean, they're evil, they're nasty, they're germs. Just looking for kids with an unbuttoned coat to climb up their chest and jump down their throat. The more and more they come marching in, with a slam to the head and a wham to the chin. They knocked him down, they laid him low, and soon he had no strength to go. The only running he was able to do was from his nose unto his shoes. They squeezed his neck, they clouded his head, and threw him back upon his bed. But how did he take it? I leave it to you. With nose of red and hands of blue, he went, ka-chee, ka-choo. So what if I got a whatty nose? I still ain't wearing all them clothes.
I think it's time I told you about Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Sodor. He's a cheeky little engine with 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome. He's a fussy little engine, too, always pulling coaches about, ready for the big engines to take on long journeys. And when trains come in, he pulls the empty coaches away so that the big engines can go and rest. Thomas thinks no engine works as hard as he does. He loves playing tricks on them, including Gordon, the biggest and proudest engine of all. Thomas likes to tease Gordon with his whistle. "Wake up, lazy bones. Why don't you work hard like me?" One day, after pulling the big express, Gordon had arrived back at the sidings very tired. He was just going to sleep when Thomas came up in his cheeky way. "Wake up, lazy bones. Do some hard work for a change. You can't catch me." And off he ran, laughing. Instead of going to sleep again, Gordon thought how he could get back at Thomas. One morning, Thomas wouldn't wake up. His driver and fireman couldn't make him start. His fire went out and there was not enough steam. It was nearly time for the express. People were waiting, but the coaches weren't ready. At last, Thomas started. Oh, dear, he yawned. He fussed into the station where Gordon was waiting. "Hurry up, you," said Gordon. "Hurry up yourself," replied Thomas. Gordon, the proud engine, began making his plan to teach Thomas a lesson for teasing him. Almost before the coaches had stopped moving, Gordon reversed quickly and was coupled to the train. "Get in quickly, please," he whistled. Thomas usually pushed behind the big trains to help them start, but he was always uncoupled first. This time, Gordon started so quickly they forgot to uncouple Thomas. Gordon's chance had come. Come on, puffed Gordon to the coaches. The train went faster and faster. Too fast for Thomas. He wanted to stop, but he couldn't. Beep, beep. Stop, stop. Hurry, 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 laughed Gordon. You can't get away, laughed the coaches. Poor Thomas was going faster than he had ever gone before. He was out of breath, and his wheels hurt him, but he had to go on. I shall never be the same again, he thought sadly. My wheels will be quite worn out. At last, they stopped at a station. Thomas was uncoupled, and he felt very silly and exhausted. Next, he went onto a turntable, thinking of everyone laughing at him. And then he ran onto a siding out of the way. "Well, little Thomas," chuckled Gordon, "now you know what hard work means, don't you?" Poor Thomas couldn't answer. He had no breath. He just puffed slowly away to rest and had a long, long drink. Maybe I don't have to tease Gordon to feel important, Thomas thought to himself, and he puffed slowly home.
And he lives on the island of Sodor.
Right.
And this is Shining Time Station.
Right.
And what's this over here?
Oh, this is the arcade. Schemer's arcade.
Oh, Mr. Schemer, you mean. I think I met him. He's a very responsible and hard-working man.
That doesn't sound like Schemer, Aunt Stacy. He hardly ever works unless he's working on some crazy plan of his.
What kind of crazy plan?
Well, like the time he brought in a robot to help him out, and everything went wrong. Schemer was trying to sell things to some tourists, but the robot gave everything away.
What happened to the robot?
Schemer gave him away to Barton Winslow, so the robot would work in Mr. Winslow's general store.
Well, that doesn't sound like the schemer that I met. The man I met was very kind and thoughtful and considerate.
You really have lost your memory, haven't you?
Who works here?
You do. This is where you sell train tickets and give directions and...
And you keep the train schedules up to date and help people.
I do? I mean, I help people?
Oh, I'll say, why, you even saved Mr. J.B. King's life. He runs this entire railroad.
I did? How?
You sure did, in a big storm.
What storm?
Stacy, do something.
Okay, we need a signal. Something bright that the engineer will see.
Something bright that the engineer will see.
Something bright that the engineer will see.
That's it. That's perfect. He's sure to see this.
But how? It's too dark. You'll have to go back out into the storm. It's too dangerous.
And you'll get wet.
Oh, see, the wind will keep the blanket waving and the lightning will light it up.
We'll let the storm help us.
Yes, and I'll need your help too, Billy.
Come on, there's not much time.
Okay, hurry up.
Careful.
Come on, kids, let's go see the action. Oh, I can't look.
Oh, no.
Becky. Me too.
I knew we could do it.
That was very exciting. Oh, I can't wait till I can remember it all again. Will it be soon?
Certainly. This is just a temporary spell. I hope.
And sleeping might help?
It might.
Well, then maybe I should try to take a little nap. Huh?
Good idea. We'll leave you alone for a while.
Ma'am.
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, indeed you can. I am the sole representative of the esteemed Mr. Schemer, whom I believe you have conversed with in a conversational way.
Yes, but...
Yes, well, but I intend, or I should say that my client intends that he understands, therefore, because of the reason I have set forth without saying so, that you intend to make him the sole proprietor, because of his honesty, of this particular station which I am now speaking about, which I've just finished saying. Therefore, that was what I was said.
Yes, but he said... No, I said... No, wait, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's okay. It matters not. What I'd like you to do, though, is sign this deed, thereby saying what I just said, making it true in all its trueness. Very nice. And it is a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah.
You're a classy gal. At last, Shiny Time Station is mine! It is all Schemers! She signed it, ma'am? She signed it, ma'am? Your name is Miss Jones, Jonesy. Your name isn't ma'am. I was kidding about the ma'am.
Oh, Dan, I couldn't sleep. What is this place?
This is Billy Two Feathers' workshop.
Billy Two Feathers. Do I know him?
Sure, everybody does.
Wow, what's he like?
Well, he's really nice. But he sort of frightened me the first time I met him.
What happened?
I'll tell you about it.
Hey, what are you doing in here?
Billy? The only reason I came in here is because someone dared me to.
Someone dared you to, huh? Well, you know, a guy can get into an awful lot of trouble taking dares. It's a flute. Nothing to be scared of. In my tribe, it's a tradition for a man to carve a flute to make up his own special song. Then he plays that song to the woman that he wants to marry. And then when they have babies, it becomes a lullaby. Wanna try it?
Dan, are there any other friends that I don't remember?
Well, there's Becky.
Becky?
Boy, Becky would be really upset if she knew you'd forgotten her.
Oh, dear, why is that?
Well, because you're always there to help her, I guess. Like the time we were all doing a play.
What's the matter, Becky?
Nobody's helping me. I'm so scared. I don't know how to act.
Oh, honey, acting's not so hard. What is it that you think you don't know?
Just about everything.
Oh, all right. Well, honey, let's talk about the scene we're going to do together, all right? Now, here we are at home, and we're preparing dinner for Dad, right? Okay, now, he's been gone for a long time, so it's a very special dinner. So what would you be doing?
I guess I'd be setting the table. Like this.
Perfect. Here, we'll use a special dish, and I'll get something out of the icebox, okay? Ooh, Dad's coming home. Papa's coming home. Here, let's use the special napkins. See? That's perfect. When you pretend to be someone who lives a different life than you, that's acting.
And then there's Kara. You must remember Kara.
Oh, that name does sound familiar. Who is he?
Kara is a girl. Let's see. She interviewed you once for a newspaper we were writing.
Really? Oh, I wonder what I said. You know, I think your readers might be interested in the history of Shining Time Station, Kara. Did you know that my grandmother, Gracie Jones, was the first station manager here? And boy, did she have stories to tell. Oh, let's see. My favorite. What wonderful memories I must have had. I mean, will have very, very soon.
Very soon, Mr. Conductor said.
Now, Dan, tell me about this person's schemer. Does he wear a dark suit and a white hat and red sunglasses and a funny mustache?
No. But that is the way he dresses when he's pretending to be his own lawyer.
That sounds familiar. Is this his?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a jukebox. You put in a nickel, pick a song, and it plays the song you picked.
But what?
Well, sometimes it plays on its own, or it doesn't play the song you picked.
Do you have a nickel?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it in and see what happens.
We've got to play something to help Stacy. Any ideas?
Well, how about something country, like I forgot more than you'll ever know about her?
Or, I forgot to remember to forget.
I heard it might help if Stacy just got some sleep.
Dee Dee, baby, you are not only beautiful, you are brilliant. Let's play a lullaby.
Yeah, something purty.
We'll play a couple of them. And a one, and a two, and
Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will send
Dan. Mr. Conductor. Gee, was I sleeping long? Look what time it is. The Rocking Horse Special is going to be here any minute. You know, I was having the funniest dream right now. Well, it was kind of a dream. It was a dream about memory. You know how important it is to remember who you are and who your friends are and what your dreams are. Does any of this make any sense?
Absolutely, positively.
Like he said.
Uh-oh.
Ma'am, there you are. My client, Mr. Schemer, is hoping that you could re-sign
Yes,
this as
your client, ma'am. Since when do you call me ma'am?
Oh, it's just a little stroke, Jonesy. Miss Jones?
Yeah, and it's also important to remember who your friends aren't. Who would take advantage of someone for their own low, mean-spirited personal gains?
Ouch. I take it that means you are declining my client's offer?
Reach for the speed, reach for the whistle, go where the rail may run. Reach for the words, reach for the story, follow the rainbow sun. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true, waiting there for you. So much to see, so far to travel, so much to learn to know. Friends by your side, hopes to hold on to, who knows how far you'll go. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true. Your own imagination waiting there for